Okay, welcome back. We hope you enjoyed your lunch. At this time, I would bring up Mac to introduce our guests, but unfortunately today we don't have any guests, so welcome everybody. Although we have a friendly face, Gris Bettel. I know, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome back. Okay, at this time I'd like to call up Tom Mosley for the video of the week.
All right, instead of video week, I've got a picture of the week. If you don't understand the picture, I won't explain it to you. Talk to your neighbor. So. and that's our picture of the week.
Oh, there she is. Okay, several announcements. This is an important one. Due to a job change, Brian Chambers is going to resign from the Board of Directors. So thereby, per the bylaws, it is necessary to fill a vacancy. The Governance Committee recommended Danny Cagiotti to fill the vacancy. For Brian, is there any other nominations from the floor to fill Brian's vacancy? Any more nominations from the floor? Hearing none, our vote will take place November 13th. That's 2 weeks as per what the bylaws say we have to do. So the recommendation was for the Governance Committee was Dan Cagiotti. Moving right along, members are reminded that the Veterans Committee will be meeting after this. And that our next week's program is our Veterans Program, which will start sharply at noon. Be here early. If anyone needs any additional tickets for their veteran guests, please see Ed Cleveland after the meeting. Kids Against Hunger, you saw the PowerPoint go by. We are set for October 1st with Kids Against Hunger. And at this time, I'd like to invite Christy Cardillo to come up and talk about volunteers.
So I'm going to stand to the side because I'm short. I know, but I'm in heels. So that would be a disaster. On your table is the committees that we have within our club. If you would please take a moment to mark down what committees you want to be involved in. I know you may have been in one last year. Our system resets to 0. So if you want to try something new, you're more than welcome to. Please fill it out and turn them in to me before you leave. And if I'm not here, you can turn them into Mac in the back, and he has more copies.
What did you say if they don't turn them in?
Oh, if you don't turn it in, I'm going to come and visit you personally to find out which one you want to be involved in. No. Thank you.
Thank you, Christy. Today, it's my privilege to introduce one of our own club members. Ed Cleveland was my fire chief when I first came into the fire service, but Ed is also a veteran of the Vietnam War and with the Air Force. He has this great program he's with, which is the Grateful American Coins. Ed also was a Circle K member in Michigan? In Illinois. So he was a great participant of the Kiwanis message. So with that being said, I want to present our own member, Ed Cleveland.
Thank you, Brett. And I'm going to introduce to you a friend of mine. And yes, I did do Circle K so long ago. We were just chatting at the table about I remember the days when you went to Circle K and to Kiwanis Club, because I went to Kiwanis after I got out of college, and you didn't go if you weren't in a jacket and tie that day. My, how the times have changed, and thankfully, in some ways. My colleague that I'm speaking with today is Lisa Patterson. Lisa is a founding board member and a volunteer of Grateful American Coin, along with me. Besides that job, she plays with her heart. She's a mom and software product manager for Visage Mobile and was previously a telecom consultant and expense manager. So join me in welcoming Lisa to the platform with me. I must tell you that Grateful American Coin is a bit of an unusual subject for us to talk about at a Kiwanis Club, but it is rather appropriate the week before we celebrate our veterans in this country. Grateful American Coin's not something new, and coining challenge coins for members of the armed forces has been going on for hundreds of years. Today, we see challenge coins presented in many different venues. Brett and I both presented challenge coins in leadership positions within the fire department. I present challenge coins to members of first responders all over Manatee County. It's a one way for us to say thank you, and that's what Grateful American Coins is all about. Lisa?
Good afternoon, everyone. Grateful American Coin was founded in 2007. Our founder, who couldn't be here today, she's in the Panhandle working some hurricane recovery things. She wanted a way to teach her kids to be grateful for the people who serve our country and to say thank you to veterans. So she started buying challenge coins and handing them out on her own because she learned about challenge coins, and it became to be an expensive endeavor. And her husband said, hey, let's make something more of this. And they came up with the idea of making our own challenge coin. And from that, each of the coins have all 5 branches of the military on them, and on the back they say, thank you for your service from a Grateful American. We founded in 2007. We've sold almost 100,000 coins to date. Those are purchased by everyday people, people like yourselves, people who own businesses, churches, many veterans, and they hand them out everywhere. Retirement homes, and the grocery store.
Many in airports.
Many in airports.
Many in airports.
I hand a lot out at Disney World. I have a 4-year-old. And it's just blossomed from there. Deb told me about it, and I said, oh, let me help. And I have some ideas on how you can do shipping. And most of our business is done online today. We sell coins all over the United States, between 4,000 and 8,000 a year, depending on the year. And we ship full time.
I found out about Grateful American Coin because Fox 13 ran a really good story when Grateful American Coin was first getting started. I ordered some coins because this is a great thing. And over the course of time, I built a relationship with Deb Benson, who founded this group, and found out not too much later that I was on the board of Grateful American Coin. It's funny how that happens, isn't it, Brett? So today we're going to share with you a video from Channel 10 about Grateful American Coin and give you an idea to see just what this was all about.
Either coming or going. Airports are all about making connections.
Looking, waiting.
Deborah Benson and her kids are at Tampa International Airport looking to connect with strangers.
Thank you for your service. Thank you very much for your service. I'd like to give you a coin and just thank you for your service from a Grateful American.
Grateful Americans with a great mission, trying to connect through coins.
The Marines like the red with the gold, and Air Force likes the blue with the silver. We've seen grown men tear up, especially when the boys coin.
Some veterans still haven't even been thanked, and they really should.
I'd like to give this to you for serving our country.
7 years ago, Deb set out to teach her sons, Brock and Max, that real heroes aren't rock stars and athletes. She started the Grateful American Coin nonprofit and started handing out coins to every military member she could find. These days, the kids even beat mom to it.
Excuse me, sir. Hi, I have something for you. I want to coin you and thank you.
I just got one from him over there.
Oh, from my son. Oh, my son just coined you.
Almost every branch of the military has some kind of commemorative coin, but this is unique because Deb and her family don't have any affiliation to the military. They're just average American citizens who want to say thank you. And when they get this in a veteran's hands, they know they're appreciated.
When we came back from NAM, nobody really cared, so it's special to have people come up and thank me for my service. It'll be in my pocket everywhere I go.
On the road at TIA, I'm Bobby Lewis, 10 News.
What you saw there was a very typical reaction from a veteran, especially a Vietnam-era veteran. Coming from that era, I can assure you that no one said thank you when we came home. And we see something different today. Many of our veterans of the Iraq and Afghanistan conflicts are being told thank you, and that's good. And you saw that gentleman with a handful of coins. Traveling through Miami International a couple years ago, my son was at that time stationed at Mountain Home Air Force Base in Idaho. And I saw this guy in ABUs, in air battle uniform, with a patch on a sleeve that I did not recognize. And I started talking to him, and I tell you that I was the last guy in the world he wanted to chat with that day. But as we chatted, I found out that he was the Command Chief Master Sergeant of 12th Air Force, and that Mountain Home Air Force Base is one of his bases. And I coined him and said, "Thank you for your service from a grateful American." And he looked at that coin and said, "You do not know how important this coin is to me." He said, "I've been coined by everybody from a buck sergeant to the President of the United States, but I've never been coined by an American citizen. When I get to Mountain Home Air Force Base, I'm going to take care of your boy." He did, and my son is yet to forgive me for that because he ended up playing golf with the base commander and his squadron commander and the Command Chief Master Sergeant of 12th Air Force. It's important that we do these things. But saying thank you is only a small part of what Grateful American Coin is all about. I'm going to let Lisa tell you a little bit about all the many different benefits that Grateful American Coin has given to some really great organizations.
To date, our coins sell for $7. There's $6 if you buy 10 or more. So beyond the fees of what it costs us to produce the coin and credit card fees, 100% of the revenue goes to Special Operations Warrior Foundation, who is a local charity, and Pause for Patriots, which is a part of Southeastern Guide Dogs, also a local charity right up the road. We've donated over $140,000 to these organizations, and they're great partners. When we ship, everything is donated. We don't have any costs at all. We're a 100% volunteer organization.
Yeah, that's for sure. It really is a volunteer, charitable organization. We've been in business long enough that we can start getting charitable ratings, and we haven't done that yet. But we will be in those 5-star rating groups because everything above the cost of the coin goes to the charities that we support. And unfortunately, there's a lot of other organizations that don't do that, and we want to make sure that we continue to be that type of organization. You're looking at a picture up at Southeastern Guide Dogs. We'd gone up for an event that day, and as usual, I had coins in my pocket, and I got to meet 2 or 3 people there that were getting dogs from Southeastern Guide Dogs for Pause for Patriots. This is a Vietnam veteran getting a Pause for Patriots dog. We can't begin to tell you the value of these dogs to veterans. Southeastern Guide Dogs and their Pause for Patriots program is just phenomenal. These dogs take such good care of these veterans that if you looked at them, you would never know that they had a problem. But any large sound, group of people, someone walking towards them quickly causes them to go into great series of anxiety. And these dogs will protect them, comfort them, and calm them down. It's one of the reasons that Pause for Patriots is such an important part of our program. And one of the reasons that Pause for Patriots gets so many coins purchased from us, because people know the value of what we're doing with Pause for Patriots. We just presented a check for $8,000 to them at a luncheon up in Tampa a few weeks ago. It was wonderful. We love supporting these great organizations.
Special Operations Warrior Foundation, they help children of the fallen go to college. So wonderful things. They've lost their parent in some action, and just continuing to support that family after the fact, which is a wonderful, obviously, endeavor.
Lisa had noted that we give people coins all over. In the days of the Iraq and Afghanistan conflict, when we were having troops going over and coming back a lot, I would always carry an extra 6 or 8 coins in my bag with me, because I never wanted to try and coin more than 2 people at a time. Because you may not have enough coins for everybody. I didn't want to coin 2 people and have 2 people standing there and not getting coins. But we work a lot in airports. We see people. I just flew home from Oklahoma City on Friday and ran out of coins on the way home. When you're in a town that has an Air Force base and an Army post and an airport, it's real easy to run out of coins in a place like that. But you also run into them in stores, at special events, gas stations, parking lots, Kiwanis meetings. There are a couple guys here that have coins that we presented to them. And sometimes you chase them down the road. I don't want to mention any names, but I know people that have chased people down the road. We give coins to anyone. Are they always in uniform? They're active members of the armed forces? Only pretty much in airports, unless you're at a place where there is an active military establishment. But around here, how often do we see people wearing t-shirts and baseball caps that say they're a Vietnam veteran or they fought the war in Iraq or Afghanistan? Those people deserve to be told thank you, and we're happy to do that. There are also groups, and I'll tell you about a story about groups, and Lisa's got some other stories about groups. This is a church group that on Veterans Day 2 years ago presented a coin to every person, every veteran in the church. We had them all come up front, and we presented a coin to every one of them. There are a lot of groups that sometimes have coin presentations because it's a great opportunity. And it's entirely possible before this program is over today that there may be a group presentation done here too. Lisa, you talk about groups.
We fulfill lots of different group orders all over the country. Universities, realtors, churches, many church organizations do that honor on Veterans Day or the 4th of July presentations. We just see so many people wanting to say thank you in a different way, and to give something tangible that says, I appreciate you, other than the thank you that you can give, of course, just saying I'm grateful for you and your service.
We often get asked the question, who can coin a hero and where can that be done? Well, the answer is that anyone can coin a hero. Anyone can say thank you for your service by presenting a coin to a veteran. Coins can be purchased from Grateful American Coin. On your table, I put some cards that have our website location. Surprisingly, Lisa brought some coins with her today, so that if you want a couple of coins, we've got some here, or you can order some in quantity directly from us. As she said earlier, the coins are $7 a piece or $6 for 10 or more. And that number is a little bit off. We're about 100,000 coins now. And we've told an awful lot of people thank you, and an awful lot of people have said thank you for telling us that. I'll share one last story at the end about a veteran that said thank you, but until then, I do it all the time, but I'll let Lisa tell you about coining a hero.
Can we tell Jim Linesman story?
Yeah, sure.
A while back, I was going to work when I actually left my house for work then, and I got on the upper deck of the Crosstown, and I saw this veteran go by me on his motorcycle. I knew he was a veteran. He had the jacket, he had the flags on his bike, and I said, this guy needs a coin. I just knew it. I had some extra time. I wanted I wanted to thank him for his service. And so we drove. And we drove through downtown Tampa in a really strange way. I wasn't sure where we were going. And then we drove way out to the airport. And now I'm like, wow, where are we going? And then for some strange reason, we drove down the very street that my office was on. And then he drove beyond my office, and I thought, oh no, I've been following this guy for at least 25 minutes now, and I may not be able to coin him, but I followed him to the end of the road, which ended in the bay, so he couldn't go any further. And I got off he got off his bike, I got out of my car, and I said, hey sir, I've been following you since the crosstown. And he went, and I said, I've been stalking you, jokingly. And he said, did I do something wrong? And I said, no, I noticed your jacket and your bike, and I wanted to say thank you for your service. And this man, this big, muscular guy, gave me a huge hug, and he started crying. And he said, nobody's ever done that for me. And I said, he goes, I can't believe you followed me so far. And I said, I just knew you needed a coin today, and I wanted to make sure you knew I appreciated you. Anyway, that's a great story. That gentleman is still a friend of Grateful American Coin, and he's with the Rolling Thunder, and we really appreciate him.
Jim's a retired Army Master Sergeant, retired from working at Central Command in Tampa at MacDill Air Force Base not too long ago. I keep in touch with Jim almost daily. We chat somehow, so. We often wonder how we say it, and what you say, and there are different ways. You heard Deb say, thank you for your service, my grateful American, and my standard way of coining is to shake the hand, put the coin in the person's hand as I'm shaking their hand, say, from a grateful American to an American hero, thank you for your service, because that's exactly what we're doing. From a grateful American to an American hero, I want to say thank you.
And what I want to say is handing a coin pays in your heart, but it also helps so many who need help. And that's one of the reasons I love what we do.
We all have stories of people that we've coined. This is a Vietnam veteran in an electric wheelchair in Falmouth, Jamaica. I'd gotten off that ship and we were out wandering around and saw this guy. He needed a coin and he got one. My all-time favorite message, though, was from a Vietnam veteran at Bob Evans Restaurant on 14th Street in Bradenton on a Sunday afternoon. Taking my mother there with my wife for dinner after church, and saw this Vietnam veteran with his baseball cap on with a bronze star on it. And I said, he needs a coin. So as they were getting ready to leave, I excused myself and talked to him for a couple minutes and asked him where he'd been injured, because he had a Purple Heart as well. He said he'd been injured in the Tet Offensive. And I said, well, sir, how long has it been since someone told you thank you for your service? And he looked at me with a very stern look and said, no one's ever said thank you. I said, well, sir, today that changes. I placed a coin in his hand and said, from a grateful American to an American hero, thank you for your service. I don't know which one of us was moved more, as he teared up and flipped that coin over and over and over again. His wife finally got up and went to pay the check. When she came back, she sat down and he finally let her take a look at it. And then she's crying. And as they left, as he backed up his little electric cart and started to leave, he stopped and looked over at me and rendered a hand salute. Now, if you're a Marine, you know that that doesn't happen very often. We move people's hearts, and we help people with Grateful American Coin. Before we go, how many of you are veterans? How many veterans do we have here today? If y'all will stand up, Lisa and I have something for you. I'm going to let Brett come up and he can begin to close the meeting. But if you'll stand, we're going to come to you and present you with a coin.
Let's give another round of applause for this great organization. I don't know about you, but I was getting chill bumps, you know. It's just that important. Several closing comments. First, I want to remind y'all that now we will have a vote on November 13th for the vacant position on the Board of Directors. The Veterans Program will be next week. Please arrive early if you need additional tickets. See Ed, and there will be a Veterans Committee meeting after this event. If I mistakenly told you the day of the Kids Against Hunger, it is December 1st. December 1st, not any other day. Christy will track you down if you do not turn in your volunteer sheets. So please turn in your volunteer sheets to Mac or Christy or myself or anybody else on the board. At this time, I have Jan Shaberg. If you could come up, she has some news about our Christmas party, our Christmas event.
Thank you, Christy, for talking about the new committee member chairs. I'm the new, the new chair for the events, and we do have a holiday event coming up December 11th, and I would love to have anyone who wants to get involved to be decorating the day of, to helping to decorate and set up, and also I'm going to be having a holiday table of cookies. So we would love to have Christmas and Hanukkah cookies. Anyone out there who loves to bake, or anyone in the family who loves to bake and you'd like to bring them, we would love to have them. You know where to find me. I'm at the email, and I'm always here, so please let me know if you're interested. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks.
Okay, because the coins were given out, can I have y'all come back up one more time? Do y'all have any questions about their program? Huh? You forgot? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, if you all have any questions, we'll be happy to address some of them for you. Hearing none. My kind of committee. Oh, Lisa, you're not done.
Lisa, you're not done. So Lisa, it's a tradition here at our club to give out a Kiwanis Golden Rule to help you measure your future success of Grateful American Coin.
Thank you.
Ed, thank you very much as well.
Thank you,
Appreciate
sir.
it. Let's
Thank
give
you.
another applause, please. All right, with that being said, yes, we'll go over there in a minute. With that being said, we are adjourned.
Thank you.